Welcome, everyone. I am Opiate, and this is OP Gaming. Today we're taking a look at Breathedge, the first game from developers Red Ruin Softworks. Breathedge is a survival game set in space, where you are tasked with crafting tools and scavenging your wrecked ship to progress through the game. Truth be told, survival games, like roguelites, aren't really my cup of tea. I always seem to feel like everything is there only to perpetuate the game mechanic. It's like someone created whiteout and then afterward made paper for the sole purpose of making mistakes to use the whiteout. Whatever. Moving on. Breathedge honestly feels like a combination of Stardew Valley, No Man's Sky, and maybe a little Stanley Parable. Without ruining too much, the intro to the game, you're being interrogated, mob style, by what appear to be AI coffins? They're asking you to recall the events that led to your transport being destroyed and how you survived. On a side note, I think that the memory narrative is a good choice for this type of game. It would be silly to consider your death when recalling past events, so it gives the story a possible end, which a lot of times this genre skips altogether. Something they seem to be very proud of is the use of chickens for things like stopping leaks or capping open electrical wiring. I don't know, I'm just trying to play the game. There are a ton of things to collect too, most with no real purpose. There are also, obviously, a ton of stuff to craft, from food to tools to better spacesuits. And if you ever get tired of the main game, you can always just play Freestyle and have everything unlocked from the get-go. Although with no real objective, this mode kinda gets old quick. Honestly, the whole thing seems very well made overall. I ran into a bug here and there, but nothing that a reset didn't fix. My only real gripe is how fast it descends into being just like every other survival crafting game out there. Yeah, it's space, but it's still filled with the tedium of search, gather, construct, repeat. I'm the first to admit that if I were ever to be into this type of game, this would be something my speed, something space related. But aside from the space aspect, it really leans on the humor to drive it through. Although some of the jokes were amiss, overall I personally like the addition of comedy into this type of game. It does kind of bring up a bigger question though about how to tell a joke that's going to be delivered to the masses. I mean, there's probably a Venn diagram of people that play games like this and people that like comedy in general, but given how subjective comedy is as a whole, I wonder if the overlap is enough to warrant a dedicated project like this. But I digress. Overall, I'd give this game a 7 out of 10. If you're the type of person that loves survival and crafting but are tired of being in a naturally occurring atmosphere, and also like comedy in games, go pick up Breathedge. You'll be in for a treat. This game does a really good job of differentiating the superficial parts of the genre from its competition. The only real issue I've found is that's really all that differentiates it. Down below you'll find all the links to all the things. Dev page, game page, background music, and my Twitch in case you want to drop by and tell me a joke or two. As always, I am Opiate. Thanks for stopping by.